On Workers' Memorial Day, but it's remembered every day. The cuts to the HSE mean these figures are likely to soar. So don't anyone be fooled that they, the government and the employers, are strong. They resort to their ferocious, ignorant and obnoxious ramblings because they are liars and they are weak. Would have clawed back 25% of their compensation. That was overturned as a result of campaigning activities of hundreds of people, the scumbags, the bloodsuckers, which they are, these insurance companies. Came up with, and the lot then, the property carried out was the factory claimed disaster action out.
I'm here to share my story with you. The night of the disaster, 7 members of my family were killed by the poisonous gases leaked from the American corporation Union Carbide. So I just want to say that the people from Bhopal, they have fought for the past 27 years and there have been victories as well. So we keep fighting until we get all our demands back.
That's some words of thought there from Sanjay. We're now going to Barry Todman, who's speaking on behalf of the pensioners. Barry?
Construction industry. When you stop working, when you become a pensioner, you've still got the problems of health and safety. I'm going to be working with other people to make sure that when you go into a care home, you've got properly trained staff, properly paid staff, and that the employer in those care homes is helping.
It's cold in the morning at 7:45, and the clock wakes you up, and you know you'll be late. There's a man at the gate with a book and a pen to dock if you're late in 5 minutes or 10. Through the cold freezing dawn you head for the site, for another long day with the mud slushing. You enter a shanty that's never seen heat, and dance on the floor just to warm your feet. Then you're up on the deck, and you're catching cold steel. Your hands will soon freeze and your fingers will peel. And there's holes in the deck where a man could fall down, but they don't give a toss because there's more men around. When you think of the subby and the money he makes, exploiting the workers, it gives you the shakes. And there's many a mother who's cried through the night for a son who's been killed on some bloody site. It was in Bristol that summer, Kent Torrington died. When the bridge collapsed, I was there at his side. I saw how his life was crushed out in the mud, or drowned in the rain of a dead comrade blood. The last cry of horror, the last scream of pain, the crunching of bones, blood flying like rain. And then at the inquest, the bastards they lied, placed all the blame on the man who died.
Well done.
This is the Prime Minister attacking a key feature of looking after workers' rights in this country. It's an absolute disgrace that this has become a central feature of British government. It's a scandal that the whole approach now is to put profits before the safety of people. This is neoliberal economics gone mad, and people are going to be killed and injured and made ill as a result of this. Within the HSE, we've had hundreds of jobs lost. 100 more jobs are on the line. They've cut out all the publicity campaigns like asbestos. The asbestos campaign only cost £2 million a year. Only £2 million a year. And I used to, as an HSE inspector, go to colleges and speak to apprentices and plumbers and carpenters about the dangers of asbestos. That's all being shocked. That doesn't happen anymore. That's because this government wants risk-taking. They want entrepreneurs. They don't care if people are injured or harmed in the process. HSE will not survive this government, which is why we need Workers' Memorial Day, not just to remember the people who've been killed. And I remember one person in particular, Samuel Asiedu. I investigated his death at work. I prosecuted his employer 5-6 years ago.
Building workers blacklisted for having the goal to stand up against the employers. They're blacklisted, they are unable to get work in the industry for the last 20, 30 years.
What you should know is that the Field Operations Division, which is what I'm part of, which deals with all industry, construction sites, not oil wells, not chemicals, not gas pipelines, that kind of thing, but virtually everywhere else, we cover. There's about 550 of us, and we cover over 900,000 workplaces. There's obviously no way we're going to get round them all. 2 years ago, we managed to inspect 33,000 workplaces out of 900,000, nearly a million. Pathetic. The government forced HSE to cut the number of inspections by 1/3, so that last year only 19,860 workplaces were inspected.
Over the last few weeks, we finally got an official verdict from Unite. We took it to the High Court when they tried to put an injunction against us. We won that injunction and we was going for official strike action. Within 6 hours of that notice going in, Balfour Beatty decided to pull out and they completely capitulated against our demands.
With the intensifying attack on health and safety legislation, growing accidents and death at work, never more dangerous environment for anyone in employment, Workers' Memorial Day takes a new community. My solidarity and support for all those who walk in the footsteps of pioneers of work and safety legislation.
Even moved them, and that was hard to move. What the campaign has done, it achieved registration of claims. Now they're on the counter-attack and they're now trying to knock that back. Now I don't want to say no more than that. I want to leave it over to this tenacious woman here, Lilliana, who's going to say a few words and then we'll have to wind it up shortly after that.
The second year they wanted to do it. My son didn't work on the side. He was just out cleaning his car. An innocent young man. Yet health and safety surrounding our friends are infecting us. He makes it really. I do not want another mother to go through what I have. And so I hope this next year will take this and then prevent more deaths in the future. When you see something that's not right. Remember, your right and your safety are the left priority.
Workers United cannot be defeated. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for turning up, and the event is now closed. Thank you.